Okay, here's the cage system, pretty much. Alright, what we're going to do though is I'm going to use the E of the cage system. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's the easiest one. Okay, the E this is your E. You know an E chord. And my wife's asleep, so I can't use my amp, so hopefully you can hear it. Alright, and I'm trying to, let me bring it a little closer so you can just take a look at the fretboard. Okay. And the E chord. Well, if you slide that finger combination, but you're using your middle finger here on the B, and then go down there with the on the D and the G strings with your pinky and your ring finger, and if you use that to make the E, you get that. Okay, all you have to do is go slide that, and then you've got an F with the E shape of the cage system, and then your F sharp, and then the G, and that's all that is you're trying to find certain chords, like the same chord, like that's the G with the E shape, and this is the G with the regular G shape. Now say you want to go and do an A down here with the G shape. You skip that fret right there in the middle, because a G is made where you're skipping that first fret to have an open chord. So you come down here, and then you have an A with the G shape of the cage system. That's a G shape. So see, and the reason I got the A is because the 5th fret, the E string, is an A. So that's pretty much it. So there's your A in a G shape. Of course, you've got your A here. Well, and I'll do it like that. Your A, your open chord A, up there, and then you've got your G. Same thing. It really is. You can't really hear it that well because I'm not plugged in, but you're going to get the same thing, and that's why when you have that A here and you get your B, a B chord, it is an A shaped chord from the C, A, G, E, D. It's the A, and that's all it is. And same thing with your D. You would just use these fingers, that fingering, to do the D, because all it is that open, that D string, because it's open right now, which makes it a D. It's, you're plucking the D, G, B, E to get your D chord. So when you go down to, say, here, that would be your, what is it, an F. Actually, that's a D sharp, E. Yeah, that's your F. That's an F with the D shaped chord here when you come down there, because the 3rd fret on the D string is, what is it, D, and then D sharp, E, F. F is the 3rd fret on the D string, and that's all that is you're going to get that, and actually it's going to be down because you're going to skip that 1 again, which is an F. And it's just finding, you know, those types of chords using those shapes. It's with the C shape, the A shape, the G shape, the E shape, and the D shape. And just doing that all over the fretboard. And as long as you know where the root of each chord is, you can find those chords, you know, down here. So you're working down here for either lead or just you want to be, you know, down here doing some other chords. Well, you want to hit a G. And well, if you know where the G is down here, and you find what's easiest for you to say, you know, create a chord down here using the cage system, you can just stay down here instead of trying to do a I'm trying to think of something that I used. I think it's going to be like an E minor 6, and if I went from an E minor 6 and I want to go to a C or something, instead of coming up here and doing a C, well, I would just probably stick around up in here and do a C with an E-shaped chord, you know, around the 8th fret, because that's where C is. Down, you know, down there. That's pretty much what I get out of the cage system. I know some people try to go a little bit further and all on it, but really that's the cage system broken down to someone as simple-minded as myself in order to get. And it was just the shapes, really. It's just, you know, the C and the A and the G and the E and the D, and then just finding out where your bar is on that, and then trying to find out, as long as you know what note is the root note, you've got it. Because if you know what the root note is, which is normally going to be the higher up on the strings anyways, like the G, you know, that's your root note. So if you wanted a let's see, an A, that's one you just slide up and bar, and that's an A. And that's pretty much the cage system. I'm sure this hasn't helped any either, but I'm bored and everybody's asleep and I didn't have anything to do. There you go.